So what's going on, Raider Nation? I'm going to wait for everybody to get in here before I go ahead and say anything. I want to go ahead and salute to you, Robert Pena, for showing up, being the first one here. If you're not going to be the only one here, yeah, I felt it too. In all actuality, I can't even fathom what the fuck just happened. Uh, Pretty much just saw this team fall apart as the game progressed. And what's going on, Alice Ghost? So yeah, I decided to jump on here in StreamYard and see if I could just do it this way. If anybody wants to jump in here with me, you guys are more than welcome. I'm going to go ahead and post it right down here in the chat. In case anybody wants to hop in here. Before we go ahead and jump into this debacle of a game that we just had. Yeah, you know, I got a pretty good. That's a really good question. I mean, I said it earlier today, bro, that if we were to lose this game, and I was talking about it at work, that the NFL would definitely show that it was rigged. And I mean, watching the end of that game, is it rigged? You know, yeah, Tillery let us down, bro. Tillery let us down. When he reached in there and he swatted that ball out, man, and they threw that flag, and then Robertson with uh holding that dude's arm and pulling him back. I mean that really hurt. That last defensive stand that we were supposed to have really hurt because it killed us. Hey, I got a guest backstage. This man right here, he always gives me the greatest of introductions on his channel. And I feel like that I should definitely do the same, whether we win or lose. This man really needs no introduction, but in all actuality, he is my brother from another mother who I would always love to share the screen with. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother, your brother, Dirty Raider. So what do we got to say about this, my friend? Besides the fact that the NFL looks completely fucking rigged.
I wouldn't say it's rigged. Josh McDaniels is not a primetime coach. This play these offensive plays was her. This shit was atrocious today, bro.
Yeah, to say the
Defense did
least.
everything they could until they just ran out of energy, ran out of steam. You know, bonehead mistakes at the end, but this offense looked atrocious today. It was terrible. I know we lost, bars. I think everything went downhill once bars went out. Once bars dropped, everything went downhill.
Yeah. When bars went down and then we saw Jacob hurt his hands, when he hurt his hand right there, that kind of scared me. But it felt like the momentum was shifting right after we did not score the touchdown and settled for a field goal at the end of the first half.
Yeah. Look, Josh Jacobs came back and played. You know what I mean? He
He
came back
did,
in the
man.
game. He played. I can't fault him, but I can fault the people. I can be mad. I can be mad because our star Ace Bukun. I mean, didn't use Devontae.
At
Went to
all.
him early, then stopped. Like, yeah, man, I'm real pissed off at his play calling today, bro. That shit was atrocious. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the killer instinct, bro.
He would rather play conservative with a what 13-point lead than actually keep the foot on the jugular and actually get into the end zone. When we were up 13-3 and we made it to that fourth down, we couldn't have gone for it to at least show a little bit of balls to try to get into the end zone to go up by less, by more than 13. Yeah, this defense, man, this defense is so fucking hot and cold, it's not even funny. And then Tillery with this bonehead bullshit hitting the fucking ball out of Baker's hand. How the hell do we lose to a quarterback who's only been on a team for 2 days?
He ain't
This
even
is
been on the team 2
pathetic.
days, really. He just got to practice yesterday.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
Just got to practice yesterday.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that we're not making playoffs now. Pretty damn sure now.
And I low key want to be done for the season. Like, man, fuck this. This is some bullshit. But watch them win every game after this, man. Watch them win every game after this, man. We be like, well, where the fuck was you at Thursday night, bro? Like, this game started off hot. Niggas was like, oh yes.
And to see that whole crowd, nothing but silver and black. You know what I'm saying?
The sad thing is we lost this game with 3 minutes left. We were up 13 points with 3 minutes left, and we lost this game with 3 minutes left. Offense couldn't do a damn thing. Derek Carr, everybody know I love DC, man, but them 2 interceptions today, man. That first one, bro, why the fuck did you throw that, bro? Why? Right. What the fuck was that? You know what I mean? And then the second one, bro, you look like you just tossed it to anybody. You didn't even try. You didn't even try. And I'm supposed to fucking stand here and support you when you do shit like that?
How can we support this?
How can I make an argument for you when you fuck up like that?
There was no excuse for this loss today. They didn't have any of their number one dudes in there. Aaron Donald wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? The only star player that I really literally saw on the field for the Rams today was Ramsey.
And he was getting used.
Yeah. All throughout the whole first half he was. And then we just go ahead and shit the bed with 3 minutes left in the whole game. Defensively completely crumble, just completely go full idiot and create a shit ton of penalties for damn near 50 yards. Pathetic. This fucking team has played completely pathetic this game. Here I was calling it for a 33-10 blowout. We couldn't even score above 16 points.
Not going for it on 4th and 1. That just gave the Rams even more confidence. Now I gotta hear my neighbor's mouth, bro. My neighbor across the street, bro. I'm gonna have to hear from him for like forever about this shit, bro. Because they were at the game.
Right. Huh. We got Josh injured on a short week to just choke another game away. That's a good point, Circus. Yeah, exactly. And Jacobs did get himself hurt. He hurt his hand, and the dude still kept playing. You got to give it to him, man. I think he broke 100 yards today. I ain't even looked at the stats, but man, I'm so disgusted that I don't even want to look at the stats, bro. It's just fuck, another year. Here we go.
I wasn't even gonna go live tonight, but I saw you was in. I know I ain't really had a chance to come fuck with you on your channel, so I said, you know what? Let me go fuck with Petit.
Well, I'm glad you hopped in, man.
It's 100 other people on, man, but let me go fuck with some people I rock with.
Hell yeah.
Fuck with some people I rock with.
Well, I got another guest backstage. Y'all know him as El Capitan Rafael. Well, here he is. I don't know how you're feeling about this game.
Yeah,
I'm pretty devastated.
Yeah, but I'm feeling like mad. I'm feeling disappointment. I don't feel anger, but I wasn't screaming at the TV because I'm about to sleep. But that was just like an embarrassing game. I mean, the debuts of Baker Mayfield just ruined out the party, and the offense, the defense wasn't that perfect at the last quarter. But they're just like tired, they're just like gas. And I'm just saying for the live stream right there, the Raiders got a lot of great talent, but they have bad coaching. And I will say that because if we don't fix it, how can we improve it? So everything is the same shit. I mean, I think that fucking sucks.
Well, if this is
I
your
see it.
first year, welcome to the disappointment that we call this Raiders team. Roughly about week 6, we're already giving up on playoffs. This year we had a little bit more hope. Made it to week 14. Well, playoffs are now out the window, Raider Nation, at least from my standpoint, from my opinion.
Yeah.
There's no way we're making the playoffs now. We needed to win out, and we needed a lot of help to get in there. So it does. All of this sucks. We're all pretty much licking our wounds when it comes to this. I know year after year, I've been here on YouTube and I've only reported on 2 winning seasons. And
Yeah.
it looks like this one's going to go right back to the way 2014 was. You know what I mean? We're just going to be barely lucky to break even and hopefully finish off strong. But, losing to a game, losing to a team like this is just so deflating and it's embarrassing. And it's happened too many times this year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I'd hate to be so fucking doom and gloom, but fuck, man, I'm sick of this shit. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick of this shit. We watched this team dump all this fucking money into this roster just for them to stuff their heads up their ass during game day because they overlooked a 1-day old Baker Mayfield coming in here to play quarterback. And then, of course, here we are again. And I hate making excuses because I'm not making excuses, but why do we always got to play fucking 2 teams every time we jump on the field? We've got to play our opponent and the fucking referees every single time, man. And it fucking sucks.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. But I will say this. We have the most incredible talent, but we got a bad coaching, Josh McDaniels. But that was something that I'm really, really pissed off right here. I'm really pissed off. But you know what? But I'm still representing for the Raider Nation, no matter what happens. But we need to build a better team. We need to build something better. We had to grow up. Better. We had to do better because we just lost against Baker Mayfield in the
We
right
had
of the
so
last
many
single.
opportunities.
I can't usually I don't agree with a whole lot of people, man. You know what I mean? I usually have my own thought. 99% of the time I have my own thoughts. But to your referee statement, I'm going to actually have to agree with Docs on this one, bro. I can't blame the referees for this game. I can't. It was fair across the board. Like there were some holding calls they didn't call on us. There were some holding calls that they didn't call on them. Um, there was definitely some bad calls towards the end of the game. Uh, the 3 that really stand out, you know what I mean? Two of them you can't even argue. The slapping the ball out the guy's hand, man. Keep your goddamn hands to yourself after the play, man. Keep your fucking hands to yourself. And Cleveland Farrell jumping off sides and giving them a first down. You know what I mean? Like you can't even be mad at those two. But that passing interference that wasn't a PI when the fucking wide receiver ran into our guy. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You can man, that's the type of shit that should be reviewable, bro. That ball wasn't even catchable. That was a setup. The wide receiver didn't know where the ball was, so he ran into the defender on purpose. Like, bro, that's the type of shit I'm keep saying. Like, some of this shit should be reviewable. Like that's cheating. That's
Yeah.
cheating.
That's straight up molding the game to pretty much to your favor. And that's exactly what he did. He never turned. So that should have literally been offensive pass interference as far as I was concerned, but the ball was uncatchable. Last time I checked, when the ball is uncatchable, pass interference doesn't come into play. But they're real quick to throw this off. Anyway, I want to introduce Al's Ghost has come into the panel along with Afakasi Raider. Welcome,
Al
gentlemen.
Ghost in the building?
Right here
yes.
in the flesh, Dirty. What's up, Critique?
What's
Rafa,
up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, how's guys?
I'm doing pretty shitty, to be honest with you. That's
think we
an
all
awful
do.
awful loss, fellas. Yeah, and I just wanted to actually piggyback off of something that Dirty said earlier. We just don't have a primetime coach, guys. If you let a team hang around long enough, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass, and that's exactly what happened tonight. We were up, 16-3, and we just let these guys hang around, and if you do that, all of a sudden, you're getting knocked out in the 12th round. It's just like a boxing match, right? You may have the guy against the ropes that if you don't knock his ass out, he's got that punching power and he can come back and get you. So that's exactly what happened tonight. Devastating loss. This is the nail in the coffin this year for this season. I'll still be watching every game and I'll be back at it in 2023, but this was it, guys.
Very well said. Afakasi, what do you think, bro?
Let it out. We just filmed the same.
What up, AR? How you doing, man?
I'm doing fucking shit. How about you?
We're as deflated over here as Tom Brady's footballs, bro. We are like just completely like, fuck this. This is fucking bullshit. All I want to do is crawl in my hole. I'm calling into motherfucking work tomorrow. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I should do.
You know what's sad? You know what's crazy? I'm not even mad.
I'm
not even mad. You know why? I expected a loss when Bars went down, right? When Bars went down, I was like, shit. Here comes Simpson. Here comes Simpson. We gonna have issues, right? And I'm right. I was right. We couldn't do nothing on that right side of the ball, man. We couldn't do nothing. We couldn't open up no lanes. We couldn't get no real protection. Like that, man. And then there, Mumford came in, and it was like, oh God, here goes the whole right side. You know what I mean? The whole right side just collapses. And Josh McDaniels will not adjust his playbook. He will not adjust his his game plan. He cannot adjust the game plan in the middle of the game. He still tried to do shit even when it was not working. Our run game, you stopped going to Devontae Adams. That right there for me was like,
very well. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what I mean? That right there for me was like, man, this dude right here, bro. I like you, but I hate the way you fucking lose. I like you as a coach, but I hate the way you lose, bro. And you lose because you can't adjust on the fly. And that's bullshit.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Dirty. But this is what stings to me. 98 yards. AJ Cole couldn't have punted that ball better. And we let these fuckers march down the field 98 yards.
Tillery with that penalty just killed us.
Just brutal. And you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that Arden Key face mask penalty against Ryan Fitzpatrick, 2020 Miami. This is the exact same feeling. that sinking feeling. But something that Dirty said that resonates with me. I'm not even really that mad either, and I think that's actually pretty damn sad. We've become so desensitized as Raider fans and so accustomed to these devastating losses, especially this season. I think this is the 7th loss, our 7th one-score loss, and we're just like used to it. We're used to blowing it at the end, and at some point we just become desensitized, and I think that's just incredibly sad.
I agree, Al's Ghost. I mean, I've said it a few times in my own lives. Like it's very sad that as a fan that we're kind of, as you said, we're desensitized to disappointment because it just keeps happening. You know what I mean? Like I'm with you. Like I'm mad, but I'm like, am I surprised? No, it's always a case of whenever we got a good thing going, there's always a but. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, we hit our butt today, literally and figuratively. We got our
Guys, this game felt very off from the get-go ever since the win on Sunday. To me, this felt like a trap game, especially with everything, the way everything was falling, how they had nothing. We literally we got made the laughing stock of the league at the end of this game. Literally got beat by a quarterback who hadn't even been on a team 12 hours. Studied the playbook on the plane ride over. Comes in and we lose by 1 point, giving up a 13-point lead.
With that said, I mean, I will give credit where credit's due, as much as it pains me to say it. Baker Mayfield deserves his kudos, with all things considered. I hate to say that, but to come off the plane, learning the playbook within days and take the team to victory, oh man, that hurts. But well played to him.
Play calling was absolute dog shit.
I'm only giving out one award tonight. I'm giving out the impotent award tonight.
The impotent award. All right, well, we got something to look forward to. Is it going to be a Meek Robertson? Is a Meek Robertson going to get the impotent award? Or
the whole team is getting the impotent award. The whole
AKA Visor McDouchebag.
The whole team. Well, no, not the defense. Well, I don't know. I think the whole team should get it. Yeah, the whole team gets the impotent award. Nobody continued to play hard the whole game. They just didn't. You know, and in some instances, they went too hard and got penalties.
I will say that the defense actually, in my opinion, did pretty well. It was the mistakes that they made, the very huge ones, that cost us dearly.
I
think, and that's what wipes everything away from me. AR. That's what wipes everything away from me. You played a phenomenal game, but you did not stand up when you needed to.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Look. That's like you being at home all day long, getting ready for you know you got a date tonight. You walking around all day long, rock hard. Then you get to the date and the dinner, and you're about to get home, and everything going good, and your shit don't fucking work.
Yeah. Daddy, sorry, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. The mistakes that they made definitely outweigh the fact that I do believe that for the most part they played all right, but those mistakes it cost us so badly in the end, and we walked away with the L.
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. It's like walking around all day long with a rock hard dick, and then you get a chance to get some, and your shit it just be like, just nothing, flapping around like a dead fish. Fish out of water. Just
welcome.
I'll also say, offensively, for me, it goes to show we really need more. We need Renfro and Waller back and performing. We just had nothing outside of Jacobs and Devontae, and they actually did a pretty good job bracketing Devontae. He didn't cut loose today. Josh Jacobs, I mean, he was playing hurt, but he got some decent total yardage, but he didn't cut loose the way he has the last few games. And outside of that, not having anything else, it's
fucking coaching. How do you have this type of roster? How do you have this type of talent and you lose to a depleted, injured Rams team? This makes no sense.
That's the problem.
And the only sense that this does make is that they literally took their foot off the gas. It's like they didn't. It's like they were asleep at the wheel. You know, we started off hot. We were going to Devontae. Jacobs was still trying to get his footing up underneath him. And then as Jacobs progressed to get moving along, which, it wasn't as great as it has been in the last couple of weeks, but he was getting moving. Then we stopped going to Devontae. We started throwing to Hollins more. We started. It didn't seem like we were going for first downs. It just, to me,
You know what it felt like, Critique? It felt like we were playing the coaching. They were playing scared. And
Right.
they were playing extremely cautious down the stretch. And they were just playing to the clock. Like, hey, let me just run this bitch down and get the dub. And when you play like that, you let a team hang around long enough. And you let them hang around long enough, you're going to get bit in the ass. And that's exactly what happened. I'm with you. I mean, I think ultimately the players have to execute on the field. They have to execute all the plays that are called. But for this to be the 6th, 7th time in the season to blow, a lead like this, well, I guess it's probably the 3rd or 4th loss in which they've blown a lead of this magnitude, has to fall on the coaching. And McDaniels needs to look in the mirror and figure out, hey, should I be the play caller in 3rd and 4th quarter, or do I hand the reins off, to the offensive coordinator? I forget his name, Mick Lombardi. Do I try to switch it up a little bit? And I'm not sure if he would do that, right? He's got an ego. He likes calling the plays. And I'm not sure if he would, let go of the reins in that way. But at some point, you have to identify that the problem may be you, and the solution to the problem may be, hey, you know what? Let me hand off the play calling duty to somebody else, because obviously what I'm doing in 3rd and especially the 4th quarter is not working.
Can I ask the question? And I hate to be that guy, but Derek Carr, how much of the blame do you think shoulders on him?
Them 2 garbage ass interceptions definitely fall on him.
Yeah, that first interception was terrible.
I'm like, who the fuck was you throwing to, bro? And then you didn't even put nothing on it. You played 3 flags up.
That first
He
pick,
just settled up.
dude, he had no ass behind that pass at all. That shit was 3 feet ahead of, or at least 5 feet ahead of Hollins. What? No
Settle
way.
up,
You can
take
tell
the
me,
sack.
oh, somebody bumped
Take the
into him.
3.
I don't want to hear that shit. I've seen him do way more in the grasp of people, bro. So somebody bumping into him, that shit don't fly with me, bro. That was bullshit. That
Turtle
was
up,
straight
take the sack.
bullshit.
We could have had 3 points, and that ultimately could have won us the game, but could have, would have, should have, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Shit.
Slate's one.
Let me reach out. I've got a few more people in the back. I'm sorry, guys. I have the free version of StreamYard, so I'm not able to add any more than 6. So
It's all right.
Yeah.
I'll jump out. Just want to come on and give my salutes to everyone, and yeah, I guess
well, we appreciate you jumping on.
kind of
here,
vent our woes away. You know what I mean? So shitty circumstances, but good to see you all. Take care, and I'll see y'all next time.
All right. Salute of Akasi.
Peace.
Yeah, I might be
Anyway.
going. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Oh,
We're gonna
What a
add in
plan.
hardcore here.
What's up, guys? Hey, I didn't want Afagashi Raider to get kicked out, so I apologize, man. I didn't know you didn't have a. I I didn't
Yeah,
know you can only allow
I don't
6.
have the paid version yet. I've still been running with OBS, but on losses, I'll run StreamYard just to get everybody's point of view.
Right on.
It's nice to be able to talk to people because, to be honest with you, I'm reaching out to just anyone and everyone. I'm sure you've been reading the text. This is some fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey, Baker
I
Mayfield.
still can't believe we lost to fucking Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield's the new Nick Mullins for Raider Nation, so that's awesome. Dude.
Yeah.
Feel pretty happy about that.
I'm starting to notice a pattern. We lose to motherfuckers who was on the street doing nothing.
Yeah.
Straight up.
We lost to a coach that has not coached above high school. And then you just lost to a quarterback who couldn't even keep his starting job at 2 teams?
I wanted to say something about the coaching. So my thinking, because I was listening to you guys, I think you guys are right about the coaching, some of it being like, what the hell is going on? But I think McDaniels was honestly trying to leave, he's trying to save some shit for the Patriot game. I think he tried to get too bland, because he's trying to leave too much shit in his back pocket because he's saving it for the Patriots game. But it fucked him this game because coaches will do that. They'll think they got a team on lock and they can beat them, and so they'll minimize their playbook or they'll set some shit up for the next game, and then they'll unleash a better playbook. But I don't know. I mean, I'm pissed because this honestly, if there was any chance for us to make the playoffs, this was probably it. I mean, it'd be a miracle to do. Any team going 9-8, I think in the AFC would be a miracle. And I think there's other teams, if we were tied 9-8, that would probably beat us out. But I mean, between the injuries, Rocky Sin, I think, hurt us. I think Barr's going down hurt us. Josh Jacobs' hand getting hurt, I think, hurt us. So, because normally Jacobs will take the team on his back, you know what I'm saying? And he can will us to a victory. And he still played good, but I do think it affected some of the greatness we've seen in past games, and they were playing a heavy run defense, in my opinion. But I mean, it sucks. I'm not going to put this on Derek Carr, and I'm a Derek Carr critic. Some would call me a hater at times, but the interception, he got hit as he thrown it. I know he's probably on the other side of this opinion, but I just look at it if you want big plays, I'd rather have a quarterback where we're going to throw a few interceptions for some big plays versus Gruden. I felt like Gruden was always too scared for the big play, and I felt like Gruden really hindered Derek Carr because Gruden was so worried about the interceptions and shit like that. And we didn't have the talent. We didn't have a Devontae Adams. We had Henry Ruggs, who was coming on the scene. But, when I look at it, I'd rather have, if we're going to keep Derek Carr, I'd rather have a Derek Carr that's willing to throw those passes and get a few interceptions than a Carr like we've seen with Gruden, where he's not willing to throw those passes. And it's just fucking dumpster fire football, in my opinion. But that's how I feel about it.
Hey, Hardcore, I like that, right? I like that, man. And it's a pleasure to meet you. You know what I mean? Pleasure to meet you again.
You too, bro.
I think we've met once. Yeah. Bro, I like that, but here's my thing. DC is better than that. He's better than that. He's better than those 2 interceptions. The last one, whatever. It's the end of the game. I mean, fuck it. Who cares? But that one in the end zone that he threw into double coverage and put nothing behind it, man, you can't tell me because somebody bumped into him, he didn't put nothing on it. That's not DC. That shit looked like a shaving point situation.
Well, I think the whole team looked tired. I mean, in my opinion, I think they all looked a little I don't know, not under the weather, but just they didn't have that gumption or that gas in them like we've seen in these last 3 games,
But they had all of that until Bars went down.
True, yeah.
I see all of that, but I also I want to agree, but also kind of push back on McDaniels. I feel like he has to make tougher decisions. You know what I'm saying? As a head coach, your job is to make those tough decisions. And some people might not agree with me, but this is my piece. I don't feel like after Josh Jacobs hurt his hand like that, he should have been back out there. Because there was just too much of a difference of him playing. You seen the difference when he got hurt from with his calf and all of that. If he's banged up, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm saying? And I know, oh yeah, Zamir White is not a Josh Jacobs, but Zamir White was running pretty well with the touches he did get. So you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there was a lot of things play call wise that they could have, like on those third and twos that we didn't get, and we end up having to punt or whatever to give the ball off. Like why didn't we go into using Abdullah in the run pass game? Why didn't we use that? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that didn't come out, especially in the second half. You know what I'm saying? And I don't. Again, I agree with what Dirty says. Like I like McDaniels, but I don't like some of his decision making. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of his decision making really came out today. I think everybody saw when we were 16 points, we knew that we needed to score at least another touchdown. You know what I'm saying? And we're like, hey, if we keep staying at 16, you know, we figure we're gonna find out sooner or later. And what happened? We found out sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? And it happens to us every single time. We get up, and then for some reason, we didn't go to the gas station, or you know what I'm saying? We didn't put the right octane in, and that needs to come from the coaching. Whether that's because even going back to Zamir White, when Zamir White got the ball. Didn't every run that Zamir White had, it looked like he had energy and pep in his step?
yeah, but there was another run where he like straight up hit the wrong hole and he ran right in the back of like the right guard's ass too.
I watched
And
that.
that was the last time he touched the field.
I don't disagree with you, but you might get your wish, because my guess is I bet you Josh Jacobs misses at least a few weeks. He probably broke his finger, and when he went to get, people thought he was going to get X-rays. I bet he got a shot so he didn't feel the pain. I mean, for that dude to come back out, I mean, you got to think, man, that guy's a different dude. You know what I mean? And shout out to him. And even though it wasn't his best game, look at my new jersey, man. I got it. So I wanted to flash that off real quick. But
Look, I'm not mad.
But,
I'm not. Josh decided to stay in the game. Josh wanted to play.
You're gonna have to pull him off with a stretcher, bro. That's just how Josh Jacobs is, man. And you're right. Maybe the coaching staff should have taken him out, but like Josh Jacobs gonna force his way in there because that's just how he is, man. He's like, he wants to get them yards. He wants to stay in the game. And, you know, you're right. Maybe the coaching staff should have tried some more Zamir White. But, I mean, don't think for a second that Josh Jacobs is going to lie to the coach and tell him he's okay, even if he's not. I mean, because that, you know, that's just the integrity of the dude. He's going to try his best to be out there for his team, man. Josh Jacobs has willed us some wins, dude, by himself, straight up.
You know,
or if you keep him in there,
I understand that, and I like his valiant effort, but again, that's a head coach's decision. You know what I'm saying? He has to make that hard choice, whether that is your best player or not. If that person goes out there, you know what I'm saying, and I'm going to go in hypotheticals. What happens if Josh Jacobs gives the ball and a linebacker line tees up right on that same hand? What's going to happen to the ball? That ball's going to go on the ground. That becomes a liability. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need that kind of stuff on the field. I'm sorry.
I was holding my breath every time after he got hurt. Sorry, go ahead.
No, salute hardcore. By the way, I've seen your lives. You're great, dude. Twan, salute. So what I was going to say is, even if I agree with Twan, but if you keep JJ on the field, maybe use him as a decoy, maybe more in the play action. You don't actually hand the ball off to the guy because he's obviously having hand issues. But that being said, we could blame the coaching, blame specific players. What I keep on going back to, and I realize that the game literally just ended less than an hour ago, giving up 98 yards, guys. AJ Poole couldn't have punted that ball better. It was at the 2-yard line for the Rams. And I'm thinking 98 yards. We are the Raiders, but it's 98 yards. I think it's a minute 40 to go at that point, 0 timeouts, and we blew it. And that's literally what I come back to. You know, we could try to blame the coaching, try to blame individual players. It's the ultimate team sport. But ultimately, it was on the defense to try to hold 98 yards, and they didn't do it. And I got to point the finger at the defense. Go ahead, Dirty.
Look, I was Ghost. I feel you, man. But you know what? I haven't said this today, but I'm going to say it, bro. Our defensive backs straight sucked ass today, bro.
Damn right they did.
They all were fucking trash today. Webb looked like Webb from the preseason. Amik was not there. You know what I mean? Merritt, Hobbs, Harmon, all of them, bro. They all look terrible today against some fucking no-namers. The wide receiving core is fucking no-namers. Who the fuck is Atwell? Be honest.
Yeah.
Their best wide receiver is fucking Higbee and whatever the fuck his name is with the J. You know what I mean? For JJ, whatever his name is. But bro, like that's it. You let all these other people fucking play you like fools. Like, man, that shit is terrible, bro. They played like ass today. The defensive backs played like straight ass today. And they are the reason we lost the game with 98 yards to go.
Yeah, that last drive,
Yeah.
Hobbs. I do like Hobbs, but Hobbs letting him get that catch, and then Webb right there at the end. I mean, that was it. So, I mean, those were the killers right there, man.
That and also the suspect play calling on offense, where we had Josh Jacobs as a fullback and Devontae Adams as the fucking tailback, and then we try to run the ball up the middle. I mean, it was like obvious if you're looking at the play from the defensive side. Josh Jacobs is getting the ball. Derek Carr's not pitching the ball to Devontae Adams into the backfield. You know what I mean? It just stupid play calling, lack of execution. Definitely didn't feel like we were committing to excellence. It looked like that we were committing to just barely win. And instead of just barely winning, we barely lost. And we barely lost because we crumbled as a team.
We played it safe, critique. That's what happened. We let these guys hang around, and then they knocked us out at the end. I was gonna say, and I hate saying this because it sort of diverts responsibility and accountability for our team and for our players. But I gotta say, those zebras were not helping us tonight. Max Crosby was being held on pretty much every damn play. There were some blatant ass holds that they weren't calling, and there were some other calls that they completely missed or whiffed on, and the rest were definitely not helping us tonight. Not like they help us anytime, but that's just something else that I observed throughout the game. I mean, Max Crosby was being, he was in bear hugs throughout the night.
You ain't lying, man.
Honestly, I felt like
no calls.
I felt like
But
the
we
calls
see
were
that
going-
shit every day, dude. Every time we play, we see that shit. So
I
mean,
felt like the
it's
calls were
nothing
more
new.
our way than most games, though. The first half of the game, or first 2 to 3 quarters, and then right there at the end of the game, I felt like the refs were definitely like switched it. Someone from Vegas called up like, "Hey, we got to change the point spread. Like, fucking start making some calls against the Raiders or something." I don't know.
That shit was terrible.
Hey, and that one-handed catch by Tay, he has been doing it all year, man. At least he shows up as good as he possibly can. I mean, you can only do so much when they're triple covering you too.
Yeah. Hey guys, I gotta hop off because I'm about to sleep. But salute to everybody else. The Raider Critique, Dirty, also Twan, Hardcore Raider. Always love your shows. And August, you had to make good points. And of course, and I'm still representing because, but right now, still representing Raider Nation because this happens for the head. And I will
good
say
deal,
this.
man. You got yourself a hat now. That's cool.
Yeah. But I will
Good
say
shit.
this. I will say this. As a Hispanic person with Asperger's syndrome, I love to be a Raider Nation. I love to be here with the Raider Nation because now when what happens, it's just because do not mess with the Raider Nation because we're coming at you. And we'll feel shitty about the game against Rams. But to be honest, the Raider Nation is still the biggest fan base in the whole world. And we are going to have a great moment. We have to build better. We have to build anything else. So I just wanted to say much love, respect to everybody else. And I'm very proud to say this. Raider Nation for life. Salute to y'all.
Hey, much
See you
love. It's all
later,
about
Rap
unity
Man.
and family, man. So
Yep, we all win together, we all lose together, and if we have to take one big bite of a shit sandwich, well, we all get to take a bite together. So I mean, at least we all get to do it together, I guess. Better than doing it alone.
This is Raider therapy right here. Critique. I got to bounce out of here pretty soon, but I was gonna leave with this comment earlier today at work. I show up, happy Thursday night football, going to see a game. So I show up in my Raider beanie, and this guy, one of my coworkers, he's a diehard Niner fan. So of course, I don't like the dude. He's like, "Hey, don't worry about it tonight. You guys got this." And I said, "Dude, don't fucking say that. You're going to jinx it."
Yeah.
Sure enough,
it's his fault. It's his fault.
It's his fault. So I may kick his ass tomorrow, guys. But just try to hold steady. It's our team. This is a life we chose. Raider Nation for life. I'll be checking you guys on all the lives. Really appreciate it. Salute Dirty, Twan, Critique, Hardcore. Keep it up. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are really essential to the Raider Nation community, and really appreciate you guys. Peace out.
Appreciate you as well, man.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Yo, thanks, Al Ghost, man. It's a pleasure talking to you, man.
I think Al's Ghost is one of the guys that won one of the gift cards, right?
Yeah. He's actually a real standout dude, man. Ever since we had him on that one time on the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast when he just hopped in there, he spits off some legit shit for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Hardcore, you said something earlier about, McDaniels and, maybe holding back some plays, but I feel like, there's been enough plays out there, plenty of plays he could have picked from these past games that he could have brought out. You know what I'm saying? The play action pass didn't even come out, as much as it should have came out, you know what I'm saying? And that, especially in the second half, like we didn't see that. I don't even think we saw it.
I agree. I agree with you. And there's enough tape for like anything we've done. I just feel like he's like trying to leave like some stuff reserved in his back pocket when he plays the Patriots. Like he's trying to get too cute to be like, oh, I don't want to show this and this and this because this is the stuff I want to do against the Patriots. So I'm going to do something different this game. And then when we play the Patriots, I'm going to pull that shit back out because Patriots are going to watch this game, obviously. So I think coaches do some dumb shit like that. They try to get too cute instead of just doing like what works. Because you're right. I mean, I agree with you. I just think like my like tinfoil hat fucking thinking is like, because we didn't see it, that he was probably trying to leave some shit for against the Patriots and trying to make it look like we're doing something different now. So that way the Patriots won't be as like scoped in on what we're actually going to do when we play them,
Yeah.
And I think Gruden did that too. I think actually a lot of coaches will do that shit, and they'll go into a game too confident or thinking that it's a lock and we can beat them if we use maybe a quarter of our playbook or something, instead of fucking just like playing to win the game. Josh McDaniel says, talks about not losing the game and all that shit, and I agree with the penalties and stuff. You can't shoot yourself in the foot and turnovers, but at the same time, like you as a coach. You got to play to win the game. You can't play just to not lose. Like, because I don't like that philosophy at all, to be honest with you. If you're playing to not lose, like to me, it's like you're playing for mediocrity instead of like playing for greater achievements to win. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I personally think like I said it before you came on Hardcore. He doesn't know how to opt out of his game plan. When his game plan fails, he continues to stick with it. He cannot adjust on the fly. I mean, let's just be honest. Like every game that we've seen him lose is because he has not been able to adjust his offense in the right manner. Once the defense figures everything out, he can't adjust, and he will not divert from his playbook, from his game plan. Thank you, Twan. I appreciate it. You knew what I was saying.
That's why I'm
not divert from his. He won't divert from his game plan, bro. That's as much as we may like you in times when you win. If you can't make changes on the fly, it becomes a problem. Because we're losing games because you can't make changes.
Well, look, can I ask you something, Dirty?
Yeah.
So
always.
Yeah. So do you think the games that we won was because he made like those like the second half adjustments and made adjustments?
I think the games, like, let's be honest, the last game we won was really on our defense. Our defense did their damn thing against the Chargers, right? And then the Seattle game, I don't really feel like there was really any changes to be made. That was just one of them. That's one of them, like, that's just one of them fights you go to and you just watch both boxers throw blows, and then somebody gonna hit the canvas, right? Like that. That's the type of game that was. And then Denver, eh, did he make changes? No, not really.
Well, so here's where I would like where maybe I'm on the other side of it, respectfully. But so like the Denver game, so like I felt like Gruden like didn't adjust on the fly like ever. You know what I mean? It was kind of his way or the highway, and I loved Gruden. But like the Denver game, Devontae Adams did like the route, and then he like cut back, and that's like a shift or like something to do like on the fly during the game. You know what I mean? And so maybe a little bit of like backyard football kind of thing or whatever. But, sometimes, and I felt like I've seen this with the Patriots, is like they'll keep doing something, and it looks stupid. They're like, why are you doing that? But they're actually setting you up to do something bigger or something different later on. You know what I mean? And that's what I felt like when McDaniels and Devontae Adams and Derek Carr in the Broncos game, that last play where we got that touchdown. I felt like that was part of that, like, coaching or like adjustments, because my biggest thing when we got McDaniels was a coach that could adjust, and we've seen a lot of games we've lost. I felt like you're right where it didn't adjust, but I feel like sometimes, to your point, I guess, is maybe it's kind of like a square peg and round hole where he's trying to be too cute, even with some of the trick plays sometimes, but he's trying too hard to set something up later on, but it's just like not working. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe there's multiple reasons for that. Maybe it's execution by players. Maybe it's, they don't know the playbook as well. I mean, Mac Hollins, there's times where he's good, but there's other times where it's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why is this guy even in a fucking NFL uniform? I mean, this game, Foster Moreau and Keelan Cole running into each other, that was Keelan Cole's fault. But that would have been a completion, So, and that's honestly, I hate to say it, but that's nothing on coaching. Maybe the coach is telling them to run the routes really close, so that way the offensive guy hits one of the defensive backs or something to slow him down. That's possible. So that part could be on coaching. But when you have someone like Keelan Cole running into, Foster Moreau, and that could have been a completion, a nice like little chunk play. I mean, that's on fucking the players, dude. You know what I mean? So between Keelan Cole and Matt Collins, I felt like both of them at times, and maybe even Foster Moreau a little bit here and there, missing some catches. But, that's a lack of talent, or guys that, in my opinion at least, guys that just like they're not up to par. They're not up to speed. They're not probably, number one starters. They should be backups for a reason or something and plays here and there. But, as we know, with Renfro and Waller being out, I hate to say it, I know a lot of people are on the fence about Waller, but if Waller's motivated and healthy, I mean, he's a great player. I mean, he is, dude. He's a difference maker. I mean, we're literally, just looking at it, I'm not trying to find excuses. I'm just trying to like be somewhat level-headed because I get pretty emotional at times. But, looking at it, we're down to like Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs to fucking get us wins, And I know it's a team sport, but I mean, relying on two guys, we're lacking the talent, man,
Hey, Joel D has a wonderful question right here, man. It says, this team can't put their opponents away. How many leads are we going to blow? Well, I can tell you this. We've already blown 3 17-plus point leads, and then we blew this 13-point lead right here. So this makes 4.
14 unanswered.
14 unanswered. You know what I mean? And it seems like we're doing it. We're doing it in a fashion where we're beating the teams that we should lose to, and we're losing to the teams that we should beat. And this seems to be a reoccurring thing with this Raiders organization. Yeah. We overlook certain teams. We overlooked the Rams. We all did. Look at all of our pre-games out there when we were doing it, man. We had these guys overlooked. We didn't even think that they even stood a chance. And then here we are. back to square one. I mean, how many times do we have to see this team blow these types of leads before they finally figure out that they have to play a full 4 quarters in order to win? It doesn't matter what team you're playing against. You're in the NFL. All these players are the elite of college when they came out in their prospective draft class. You know what I'm saying? You cannot sleep on any of these guys.
I agree with that, but I mean, look at our offensive line. They were dog shit at the beginning of the season, and then they turned it around. We saw some good production, and I felt like they were pretty lackluster, to say the least, this game. I don't think the offensive line did very well. Maybe part of that was Bars being out, but I mean, besides Colton Miller, I mean, who thought, like, are any of the guys on our offensive line starters? You know, I mean, we're trying to develop them to be starters. That's what we've done. You know what I mean? And same with Keelan Cole. Is he a starting wide receiver in the NFL? I mean, what about Matt Collins? I mean, you know, I'm not trying to find excuses for this team or like go against what you're saying. I'm just saying maybe my expectations, like I was hyped. Yeah, I really wanted to win this game. I want a chance at the playoffs. But maybe these guys just aren't fucking good enough. Maybe they just aren't. And I have to face that as a Raiders fan, as a reality. I don't want to ever fucking lose. But we just don't have the talent we need to fucking get us over some of these humps, dude. Matt Collins, literally, the ball's getting thrown to Matt Collins.
Plenty of fucking talent. We just have no leadership to be able to guide them on how to learn how to play together. We got all the fucking talent in the goddamn world.
No, we don't. Matt Collins, the ball got thrown to Matt Collins. Like, it was a little bit behind him, but like he didn't even try to fucking catch it. The interception last game, Matt Collins could have cut the route in so the defensive back didn't get the ball, and he just limp dick it. His dick was hard, and the motherfucker went limp, and then he didn't even try to get the fucking ball. Next thing you know, it's a fucking interception, man. So some of it's on these fucking players that, you know, when Carr was calling some of these fucking guys out, I think Matt Collins may have been one of them, dude. You can't be limp dick in the fucking route, man. And there's too many times Matt Collins is limp dick in the fucking route, man.
Yeah, and not understanding the playbook and not understanding where he's supposed to line up.
He's too busy being a hippie, fucking getting high or something with his shoes off, fucking running routes before games. I don't fucking know. The motherfucker needs to focus more on football than his other fucking, you know, other shit he's fucking doing. That's the fucking reality of it. The dude should not be our second wide receiver. He just shouldn't, dude. He can block good here and there. Maybe some wing around routes, but he's just not that good. He's not a number 1 wide receiver or a number 2, maybe a number 3.
Hey, you are preaching to the choir right about now, my friend. You are preaching to the choir. Look, I like Matt Collins when Matt Collins shows up, like you said. You know what I mean? I like Matt Collins when Matt Collins actually shows up, right? And actually balls out. But there are way too many instances where he does not. And that is a really, really, you know, good observation. I mean, you know, it's not just him. You also got to think, like, we really don't have any other options. We only have 4 active wide receivers on our roster. We have Devontae, Matt Collins, Keelan Cole, and Turner. That is it. Those are our 4 active wide receivers. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do you expect? You are missing two threats from your team. You're missing 2 threats. Let's just be honest. You know what I mean? So, you know, you're missing Waller, who I like. I'm just tired of him not playing. I don't hate Waller. I just hate him not playing.
Right.
Play.
Well, and
For the love of God, fucking play.
And not just that. That's not an instant fix either, because Waller's good at his skill set, but he's not that great at blocking. So our run game has been a lot better because Foster Moreau has been in and not Darren Waller. So, I mean, you know, Waller can be a good wide receiver / tight end, but he's not going to be great at blocking. You know, he's missed a lot of blocks that would have helped us get runs in the past, you know? So even if Waller, I guess
Foster can't catch. Right. Foster can't catch.
I've never, and people that see me on lives, I've never understood what was the excitement about Matt Collins. I really never saw that, because for the reason of this, and I'm trying to keep my cool on this because I really don't want to go way down his throat like that. But if DA is getting a double, why are you as the number 2 not always beating your single?
You're right. He should.
That should be automatic. If all you have to do is beat the person in front of you, why is that not happening? And then like Critique said, and the stuff that I've been saying a long time ago, the reason why he's not getting the much production is because, first of all, he's not lining up properly. You know what I'm saying? There's times where DC is like yelling at him to get his ass to the other side of the field because he's not even lined up where he's supposed to be. So you already know that if he's not lined up, then you know he's not running his routes properly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're running into a whole lot of issues, and it would be it could be so easy for us to say, oh, this specific person was the reason why we lost this game. But to be honest with you, everybody lost us this game. Offense lost us this game. Defense lost us this game. You know what I'm saying? Coaching lost us this game.
Special teams, Cleveland Farrell jumping off sides.
Look, I can tell you this right now. If this is the type of team that we're going to see play throughout the rest of this season, I don't want to see this team in the playoffs. We will get embarrassed in the very first round and get dumped on our asses, just like the last 2 times we've gone to the playoffs. I'd rather not go to the playoffs than just go to the playoffs to wind up being one and done. Because to me, all that is just a glorified extra game in the regular season that you just didn't have enough to get through to make it to the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's disappointing to say the least.
And I agree with you, man. I rather us not get to the playoffs because you know what, to be honest with you, those teams that are in the playoffs, they're ready. They don't have to get ready. They're ready. You know what I'm saying? And when we get to the, if we magically punch the ticket to get to the playoffs, are we really ready?
No,
I don't want to see this team in the playoffs.
I'm not the kind of person to ever find excuses. This game was a reality check for me. Like I was actually, I'm tired. I was almost falling asleep, man, towards the end of the game. And like, I could feel it. I could just feel that momentum, dude. When we were going down, we couldn't score touchdowns. You cannot win games, man, settling for field goals, man. Like I've said this before, but like, you don't want your team to have like a Janikowski on your team. That's like the, all-time, scoring leader, on the Raiders or on your team. If your kicker is like one of the all-stars of your team, that means you're kicking too many field goals and not scoring touchdowns. And those years that we sucked when Janikowski was really great, I mean, that's why his stats were so great, because we could, dude, I remember a Charger game back in like, I don't know, early 2000s. And like, we couldn't score a touchdown. It was like, I think we broke the record or tied the record for most field goals in a game. It was crazy, man. It was like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 field goals in a game or some crazy ass shit. Like, you can't expect to win games settling for field goals. You have to figure out a way to go down and score points
and get that ball in the end zone. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's not about making it into the red zone and kicking field goals. I think we all understand that. At least we should understand that by now, that we would rather get 7 than 3, or at least 6 than 3. You know what I mean? Even if we get 6 and we go for 2 every single time we get in there and get 6, we're still getting 6 points. Here's the issue, though. We have been excellent in the red zone, except for today. Did you notice that?
Well,
I mean,
I don't know if I'd
it
say
seems like the offense never really got moving.
But a large part of that is Jacobs, though.
I think excellent is an overstatement. I think excellent would be an overstatement.
Excellent. Okay. Well, let's say above average. Let's say above average our red zone offense has been.
Yeah, I'll go with above average.
Because it has been.
But some of the games we lost, I wouldn't say we were above average. I'd say, besides maybe the Cardinals game, we were 20-0. We looked pretty good for a minute, and then it was like, and like we did the same thing this game. Like halftime, we were feeling pretty good. We're like, oh, we got this. Everybody's already cashed their check before they earned it, and next thing you know, we're like sitting there feeling like this right now. So, I don't want to finish the season with just like 5 wins. I want to finish the season like stronger. The draft pick thing, like, I don't know. I mean, as much as I'd like a higher draft pick to some degree, like more part of me is like, even though I don't think we're going to get a lot of free agents this offseason, I don't want to be one of the teams that's like, oh, you guys suck, I don't want to go to your team if you're a free agent. I want us to have at least finish the season strong so players want to come to this team and maybe take a pay cut just to play for the Raiders, and like they see us on the up and up. If we, get blown out and lose a bunch of games and have a higher draft pick, that means we're probably gonna have to go back to overpaying free agents to come to our team, and I don't want that. We did that shit for years, so
I don't think we're gonna overpay for anybody anyway. I think the GM that we have ain't for that fuckery. But to be honest
True.
with you, I don't think we'll have enough to have people excited to come over here at this point. I think the wins that we get, and this is what I've been saying since since everybody, we were all pondering, if this team was tanking or not, whether we were with
True.
the tank or not. I'm not in that discussion, but during that time, I was telling everybody, if we could win with this group, all that's going to do is just build confidence for us moving forward, and the players that will be here to believe in whatever the coaches are coaching. So that's what I'm looking for. As long as they try to play together, and do better than what they did today, I'll take that for this year. Because that's what we're going to need moving forward. Because I don't think, like I said, we're going to be able to attract, some of those big fish, in free agency.
Well, I think you brought up a good topic, something I've been thinking about, but I don't remember if I asked it on one of our shows or whatnot, but I don't care. Critique, you mind if I ask them a question real quick?
No, go for it, man.
So
I'm
what do
over
you
here
guys
having to
think?
block people.
I mean, other than our record, like say we don't make the playoffs, which is highly unlikely right now, even if we won the rest of the games, which after we played today, I mean, I'm back to like, what the fuck's going on, but with this team. But anyways, so I can't really ask you like what would be a successful season, but instead of that question, it'll be like, what would you consider? What would you like to see as the season ends? Whether it's like a certain record or a draft pick or like growth in the team, or like if it's like players that like haven't played but they need some experience to see if they're going to be on our team in the future, like because that's like some of the questions I've asked myself, and like so I'm curious what you guys think of that.
I think they're already doing that. I think the guys that they're trying to figure out are the guys that we're slowly seeing come on the field, like the Palomaus and some of our linebackers and stuff like that. I think those are the guys, they're trying to test out and figure out, if they're going to be, for us moving forward. For me, record wise, I was only giving them one more loss, for room. So I'm still hopeful for us to get to a 9-8. And from the win streak that I saw, I think they can be able to do that. I think that if they buckle down, they still got a couple of days to get healthy, until our next game. So I'm still optimistic in that, but it's all for me. It's all team building at this point.
Well, for me, before this game, I just want to see him. I just want to see him above 500, bro. You know what I mean? I just want to see him above 500. That would give me, solidified confidence in them grasping the playbook. You know what I mean? Coming together, playing well. If Alex Bars is out, that's it. The season's over. I don't have any faith in John Simpson. We're at where we're at. You know what I mean? Because that O-line can't do anything. It took us forever to find a line that was actually going to work. Then when we find them, motherfuckers get hurt.
But for a winning record, we'd have to win out now, right?
Yep.
All right.
I know. That's why I said before the game, before this game, now I just want to see effort on every fucking game, bro. If you want to be here, I need to see endless effort from you, bro. That's what I need to see. I don't want to see nobody lagging, pussyfooting, none of that bullshit. If that's you, get the fuck out of here. I'm good. I don't need it. I'm
Right.
looking for dogs right now. I'm gonna spend the rest of the season just looking for dogs. Who's gonna be a dog?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Who's playing playoff spoiler? Who the fuck is playing playoff spoiler football? That's what I want to see.
We got the Super Bowl in Vegas next year, man. I mean, like, we're gonna let somebody come into our house. First time we ever had a Super Bowl there, and like, if we're not in the running to even be a conversation for that, let alone to have a good shot deep in the playoffs next year, I'm gonna be like livid. You know, like, I'm even upset this year, but I've tried to tone back some of my expectations. But I mean, like, for me, it's like whatever we got to do to be ready to roll. Fucking figuring out the talent we got now, what we need to get, who we need to fucking get rid of. But we need to be fucking SB ready fucking next year, in my opinion, man. What about you, Critique?
I would like to see some type of urgency, just like, how about consistency? Is that too much to ask for? If we're going to play good, let's play good consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to see that. Not see it. My expectations before this game, of course, I've been riding with 10-7, getting our punching our ticket into the playoffs and getting our first win into the playoffs. I don't think that's happening now. The only
It's definitely
expectation
not happening now.
definitely not happening now. Yeah. So the only expectation I've got when it comes to the rest of the season is please don't embarrass us any more than you already have. And let's go ahead and get rid of some of these high price players and get some of that money and regroup on some of that cap room and possibly even trade up to get into the draft to maybe get, top 10. And, because if we can still finish out, say 7-10, okay, that still puts us within, like, say, the top 12 in drafting, and then trade up to go up from there. Get rid of some of these huge contracts, have some restructures go on. Waller's got to be restructured. Chandler Jones either needs to be restructured or walk the plank. You know what I'm saying? These high price contracts we can't keep. And obviously with the money that was spent all on this offense, how this offense is so inconsistent at moving the ball from game to game, we made a mistake, and we're just going to have to cut our losses somewhere. And in order to save what we got going on and not end up like Denver, who's going to end up in cap purgatory for that Russell Wilson contract, we're going to have to adjust some money and get some fools to restructure. And if they won't, show them the door. That's what we're going to have to do.
I live in Donkeyville, so Bronco fans are so pissed at Russell Wilson right now. A dude works with me that's a huge Bronco fan. I was talking to him about it, and then one of my wife's best friends, ex-husband, I'm friends with him, and he's a huge Bronco fan. So I was giving them a hard time, and now I can't talk shit, it's just like we're not looking too on the up and up. But hey, all this means, guys, is we got to start talking draft, man. We got to start making some draft videos. So like, I can always figure out something positive to think about it, but I guess last question, just if we can make it real quick. I know Critique's probably got to get going here soon, but if you just picked by position, what would you guys want to target for the first round? What about you, Critique? Let's start with you. I'm curious what you think.
I'm going with the right tackle, dude.
A right tackle in the first round?
Yep, I will go with the right tackle in the first round. I want the best obvious pass blocker that the draft has to offer. There's plenty of quarterbacks, so if I'm worried about a quarterback, I can get him in the second and third round.
I like it. Yeah.
Linebackers are a dime a dozen.
Unless you're picking top 5, then you might want to go get a CJ Stroud or something. But yeah, but no, I know.
I don't know if I really believe in all of the quarterbacks like that in this draft class to think that they're all going to be first round talents, but there's definitely some second and third round talents in there that I wouldn't mind taking some risks on.
Yeah, no, there's a deep quarterback class. What about you, Dirty Raider? If you're
there's 18 of the quarterbacks in college right now that are NFL ready.
What about you, Dirty? If you're picking position only, so not like a specific player, but just by position in the first round, what would you like to get?
If I'm picking by position only, if this defensive line stays intact, if we bring everybody back and they get a little bit better, cool. I'm fine with that. Give me something on the O line, please. A right guard, a right tackle, something. Give me something, please. Because this right side of the line is atrocious when we don't have, some star calibers out there.
I like it. And what about you, brother? What are you thinking?
What do you think, Twan?
I really don't like to look too early in the draft, but just for the sake of conversation.
But that's why I said position, not player, because a lot of shit's gonna change. We don't even know where we're picking. I'm just curious, like.
No, I just don't even like looking at the draft until it's really close to the end of the season. But for the sake of conversation, again, it just depends on this D line. You know what I'm saying? If they decide that they want to keep everybody here, you know what I'm saying? I guess let's roll with them. But it would either be a D tackle or a corner for me.
Oh, corner. Okay, I like that. And hey, you know what?
Looks like Circus is thinking the same thing. Because he says, before I would have said defensive tackle, I'm going with DB now. Cornerback or linebacker is a need now. And how often we make scrubs look like Pro Bowlers. Yes, and we leave the middle of the field wide the fuck open. It's like Jenna Jameson's pussy, bro. It's wide the fuck open right down the middle. Literally is. And it's like that all the time. And we get ate up down the middle like it's nobody's business.
Tillery's a free or under a contract year this year, right? That we got from the Chargers.
Right.
Yeah. So we got him. So I'd have to look at everybody whose contracts are coming up, but I know Perryman's contract's coming up. I think Bowman's is next year as far as linebackers. Rocky Sin's contract is due. Harmon's contract is due. Foster Moreau's contract is due. So there's going to be a huge, we're not going to be able to sign all these guys, even if we want to. So, but I'm going to lean to the offensive line, or depending on how Carr finishes the season, because I have been a Carr critic, possibly quarterback, but that depends on what draft position we would pick. However, there's going to be some good quarterbacks that will fall to the second and even the third round. So, if we're trying to win now, I wouldn't hate the idea of getting a quarterback second or third round. But if you have a high draft pick and you can, if CJ Stroud was there, I mean, it'd be really hard for me not want to dabble, even if you're going to keep Carr or something, you know what I mean? But
well, I can say this. Dumb defensive boneheaded plays like what Tillery did. Yes, I like his tenacity. I like his attitude. But you gotta show some composure.
But he's a Raider. We gotta keep that guy. Fuck him, man. He got us a penalty. At this point, I'm just oh, that motherfucker's a Raider. Straight up.
We need to get him to.
I gotta roll out, man. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, as a matter of fact, we're getting ready to chop on out. So really, I actually would love to go ahead, and since I got both of you online right now, I would like to ask you, Hardcore, if we can extend an invitation out to Dirty Raider on the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast.
Absolutely.
Because he's actually been looking to get in with Watts for quite a while now, man. And once we get Watts in there, I would really like to get Dirty in there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Watts works evenings, so that's why we haven't been able to have him on as much. The holiday weekend for Thanksgiving was kind of his only time off, so we tried to schedule it around that. But I'd love to bring you on, especially with Watts or without Watts. So
whenever, just holler at me.
I don't know how to get a hold of you.
I watch.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I watch your show, but you can find me on IG under dirty_Raider.
Just dirty_Raider. Do you have that critique? Are you writing that down?
No, I've got him on my friends list, dude.
Oh, okay, I don't have Instagram, to be honest with you.
I deal with him just like I deal with y'all, man. Off the scenes, on the scenes, we always talking. But anyway,
look, after about three or four shows, I give you my personal number.
Yeah,
after about 3 or 4, yeah. Most people I talk to, I have their personal number. You know what I mean, or they have mine. So
absolutely. Yep,
Yeah,
those
yeah,
are
I'm game,
done.
dude. I'd love to chop it up, man. The show was created when I created my channel. It was about unity, man. Just bringing on other YouTubers and content creators, man, and just all everybody that loves Raider Nation to chop it up. So, that's like kind of the basis of when we started it. Me, Critique, Raider Dave, Watts, So, yeah, I'm all about it, man.
For sure. I got daddy
Hey.
duty, so I gotta go in here to the crime,
Hey.
baby.
Absolutely. Hey, well, everybody go to Dirty Raiders channel. You guys can also find him with Lunatic as well. What's the name of that channel, bro? That's Raiders Allegiance, right?
So actually, my channel, I changed the name of my channel. It's Pound. So it's hashtag Raider Nation Network. You know what I mean? The new name of the channel is hashtag Raider Nation Network. I found a loophole to get myself at the top when you put in hashtag Raiders. Found a loophole. But yeah, I mean, I'm there. I was gonna come in tonight, but I don't want to. I'll be in tomorrow night. That's the Dirty Lunatic show, Friday, Saturday night. It's simulcasts on hashtag Raider Nation Network as well as Raider Allegiance. So yeah, that's the Friday and Saturday night show, the Dirty Lunatic show. And
so get on over there and subscribe, bro.
I will be in the high desert for the very last game of the season live. So holla at me. I will be at the Whiskey Barrel Saloon live. You know what I mean? For the last game of the season.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and if you know anything about Dirty Raider, bro, he's got that late night locked down. If you're looking for late night Raider content, you don't have to look any further than Dirty Raider right here, bro, because he'll be running 8-ass lives. He out there like Stuart Schwaggart running 15-hour lives in the middle of the night sometimes.
I tuned in one of your shows. I tuned in one of your shows. I was listening. And then, so it was like, are you going to do another 24-hour? And I was like, damn, this motherfucker did a 24-hour. I was like,
25. I did a 25-hour live.
That's nuts, dude. I tip my hat to you.
Yeah,
I've done 3 hours. I'm like, man, I've been on here way too long. But yeah, dude.
I'm sitting here sweating at an hour and 23 minutes. I'm like, damn, this is fucking a long time. I ain't used to being on here this late.
I did 18 hours for my birthday. I came in and on my birthday and just spent 18 hours with the nation.
Hell yeah.
We played golf.
Hey, I was in that chat, bro. But anyway, Twan, man, tell everybody, man, where can they find you?
Hey, man, you can find me on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Raider Twan. You know what I'm saying? And then also, if you want to just hit me up on the side, talk about football or life, you can hit me up on IG at Twan, TWUAN, TWUAN.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for having me, for real.
Yeah,
hey, man,
and we'll have to have you on our show too. It's hard for me to coordinate everybody's schedule, and I work so much where like sometimes I'll just be like, "Fuck it, let's just do a show." Do it on like the fly. But no, I'd love to collab with you too, man. We'll figure out something sometime.
Definitely. Yeah,
it's always good to chop it up.
Yeah, Critique knows how to get a hold of me. He has me actually on a bunch of social media, so we're good.
I'm trying to keep track of all my brothers, man, especially the ones who, that I really enjoy getting on here with. And Twan, hey, good luck to you, sir. I'm glad to see that you're feeling better. It's really good to see you on here, man. Keep in touch, man. Let us know how you're doing, bro. And hey, fuck, man, another fucking losing season. Fuck. Well, at least we're in it together, y'all.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, you guys take care. Blessings to all you guys, for real.
Blessings to you too, man. You take care of yourself.
All right, man.
Later, bro.
So anyway, this has been your post-game review, live stream style on the Raider Critique with yours truly and Hardcore Raider right here on YouTube. Thank you all for showing up. We greatly appreciate everybody for stopping in. And, hey, final thoughts, my brother.
Yeah, I had some noise in the background there for a minute, but I just want to say I apologize to everybody. This loss was my fault because I got this new Josh Jacobs jersey, and so far it's fucking jinxed. So I literally just put it on right before the game, and then he got hurt. So I just want to say I apologize, And so far, I was really hoping this jersey was really going to be like the turnout to really help the game. So, I'm just like pretty upset, But yeah, dude, I'm Hardcore Raider. You can check me out. Search me on YouTube, Hardcore Raider. We chop it up with Raider Critique, Raider Dave, and try to get some other cats on there too. And yeah, we'll see. I don't know, man. This is gonna be a tough season the way after today, man. So,
Well, I can tell you, the
Go ahead.
Hardcore Raider Nation podcast is going to get really lively after a loss like this, because after we're done licking our wounds, I'm pretty sure that it's going to go from despair to anger in about the snap of a finger. And I'm sure that we're going to be able to produce some really good content for everybody who likes to come in here and watch us rant and rave. Right now, I'm just kind of deflated, man. I feel like I got a lot of weight on my shoulders. I'm going to go ahead and get some sleep tonight and just try to, get through like whatever sort of depression this is going to put me through. So we lose to the Rams 17-16 to a Baker Mayfield who hasn't been on the team longer than 12 hours.
The
Raider
new
Nation,
the new Nick
sorry,
Mullins. Sorry, the new Nick Mullins.
the new Nick Mullins. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, the new Nick Mullins to the Raider Nation. But we salute all of you for showing up. And hey, we might lose on the field, but Raider Nation always wins in the parking lot, man. It's Raider Nation for life.
Much
Greatly
love.
appreciate all y'all for showing up, man. We're going to go ahead and jump on out of here.
Later. Let's go Raiders.
Let's go, Raiders.